Howdy, this is Lemmy with RevZilla TV, here to talk to you today about the LaRosa Solo Seat. You should be considering a LaRosa Solo Seat if you want to put a seat on your bike that has great custom looks. This thing is currently available for just about anything you can fit it to. Because it's a standard Solo with some standard dimensions, this is going to fit on a wide variety of bikes. I expect to see them mostly on older rigid HDs. Installation on this thing is either easy or hard depending on how you want to look at it. You're looking at either one beard for the seat installation itself, I mean you're physically just going to bolt it on, it takes only a moment, or you're looking at 3 beards on our BSD as far as our beard scale of difficulty is concerned when you consider the fact that you need to do some cutting, some welding, some severe frame modifications in order to get the base settled on this thing so you can put it on your motorcycle. So depending on how you want to look at it, if your bike's already set up for a Solo Seat, should be cake, but if you just have a bare stock frame to work with, you're going to be doing a little bit of work. Let's get right into things of this. So the LaRosa saddle gives me mixed feelings. I like this thing and I don't like it for a variety of reasons. Now, firstly, you should know this is a really nicely crafted saddle. The first thing everybody sees on this thing is this beautiful stitch job on here, as well as this really nice leather. This is real genuine Moo-Cow leather. You should know though, as far as externally, we have gotten 3 of these saddles over different points of time, and we've experienced some variation with them. So we've seen some difference in the edge trim. You can see here this braiding has differed on a few models. One of the other things we've also noticed too is the gloss level on this particular saddle. So you're looking at the brown right now. We've seen these come as red as almost a brick red, and we've also seen them come in a really, really true brown. So that's something you should be aware of. And then the other thing too is the actual level of reflectivity of the leather itself. This sort of falls in the middle of what we've seen come from LaRosa. We've seen these things be super, super matte. However, we've also gotten finishes that look, extra, extra glossy. So really, you should just know, because this is leather, it does have natural variations. It's normal to get stuff that's, varies from one lot to another. Just keep that in mind when you're ordering. If you're dead set on a certain hue or a certain style, you may be disappointed. So flipping over, I think one of my favorite parts about this pan is the part that I just got all ugly, is the chromed nature of it. It's very rare to find a saddle with a chromed pan. This thing is, you can't miss it. You flip your seat up to access your battery or your oil bag, everybody is going to see the eye-popping chrome job you have on here. Now moving back to some of those mixed feelings, you can see here they have this seat bracket on here. I don't love this seat bracket. It's finished kind of poorly. It's a little on the thin side. And the other thing that's strange about the way this seat bracket interfaces with the seat itself is that because the flip in this seat starts very far up the saddle, you kind of are locked into a saddle, or a seat bracket rather, that has a shape like this, or you're gonna have to modify a standard seat bracket. So just keep that in mind. Now, I don't think any of these negatives are going to be enough to keep those of you who are the cut, cut, chop, chop type away from this seat. I just want to make you aware of these things. They're all minor, minor details. When it comes to meat and potatoes of this particular saddle though, the LaRosa Solo really is a well-built seat, and the hard part, the leather work, the forming of the pan, that's all done beautifully. So really all the little stuff you have to work past, not a huge deal. Now installation on this, like I had mentioned, is either a 1-bearder or a 3-bearder. Because they do use standard 7-inch spacing on the studs, if you already have a bike that's set up for a Solo seat, getting this onto it should be a snap. Again, due to that curvature of the seat pan, you may wind up needing to modify your seat bracket just a little bit, but it should be a pretty easy installation. Now, if you have a standard sprung bike or a bike that didn't originally come with a sprung saddle, you're probably going to look at a little bit of work. You're going to have to weld in some seat spring bungs. You're going to have to obtain some seat springs. You have work ahead of you, heavy, heavy stuff, cutting, welding, and refinishing that frame. So just keep that in mind when you are ordering a LaRosa Solo seat. All in all, the LaRosa seat is a solid value. All the hard seat making stuff they've done really well. And if you don't mind just a little bit of minor adjustments to make this thing really fit your bike nicely, they give you the opportunity to rock a really noticeable saddle. My opinion, however, is not the only one that matters. Click below, see what some other riders who have a LaRosa Solo on their bike have to say about it. If you've got questions I didn't cover, you have some installation questions, get in touch with one of our gear geeks. See us at RevZilla.com, or you can always get a gear geek on the horn, 877-792-9455. I'm Lemmy, I'm out of here.